Afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Thursday's Market SITREP or Situation Report. My name is Matthew Buckley. My call sign is Wiz, the founder and CEO here at Top Gun Options, and wanted to wait until the closing bell to put out the SITREP. Why? Because the market did exactly what I said it's going to do. Sell off into the close after that ridiculous Fed meeting yesterday. We're going to get to it in a couple minutes. First thing I want to do is let you know that there's, as of me jumping on here, what time is it? 4:02. We have about 7 solo Amazon slots remaining, either an annual or a month-to-month membership. All you need to do is head to go.topgunoptions.com/solo. After the close yesterday, I knocked out an hour and 15-minute solo Amazon brief, and it's sitting here on our YouTube page. So just go to the YouTube page for Top Gun Options. Was it youtube.com/Top Gun Options? Whatever it is, it's right there. There's a replay. It's called Trading the Death Star Solo Amazon. I already got nearly 300 people watching the replay. So the next 7 to sign up either for a month-to-month membership or an annual, and then we close it. We're going to take down the sales page, and maybe we'll see you in a couple months. We are limited to 200 people in this service. Why? Because we don't like a zoo. We like a nice, tight trading squadron in our live training briefs. I want everybody to be able to see each other's chat, ask me questions, and nobody leaves with a question mark over their head. As you saw yesterday, we had like 792 people registered, and about half of you attended. So if you didn't attend, watch the replay. If you're ready to grab your slot, it's $97 a month, folks. I went out in Fort Lauderdale the other night. I bought my buddies a round of drinks. It was a hell of a lot more than $97. So for 1 month. And what did we cover yesterday? We covered on Monday of this week, we closed 2 trades, talked about closing 2 trades, a bearish spread on Amazon, and our good proxy for Amazon, the ETF that is XLY, X-Ray, Lima, Yankee. 2 of those trades, if you got filled on them last week, you made $4,400 in under a week. Ladies and gentlemen, look at the annual membership. I'll give you a 25% discount if you grab an annual membership for $897. And look at this, folks. On this page, if you join today, I'll give you access, or permanently, you can download these, your primary, intermediate, and advanced workbook. You ready for this? If you go to our homepage and buy these separately, they're $197. Okay, so if you're a political science major like me and an average, student there, you're okay. Wait a minute, 97 a month. These are 197. Technically, folks, I just gave you $100 in your pocket. That's enough. We got to talk about trading. But go.topgunoptions.com/solo to grab your month to month. And if you're thinking it right now, the answer is yes. You can try it out month to month for a couple months and give us a call and say, hey man, I am ready to upgrade into my annual membership for a nice discount. And one more time, the replay is on the Top Gun Options YouTube page. It's the first one up here. Actually, by the time you're looking at this SITREP is going to be the first video on here. The next one will be the replay from yesterday. All right. Absolutely loved the market action today. Let's just take a look at this. Open up. Let me spread open. Here's today. Pop. Yay. Everything's great. The Fed was awesome. Actually, it was awful. Hold on. Let me go back to today. And then what happened? Everybody started to get, especially at the Delivering Alpha conference, Leon Cooperman. The only thing the Fed's trying to do is keep the market up here. We're going to get to the Fed in a second, but this is a great sign for me. Why? Because I got a lot of bearish positions on, a couple of them expiring tomorrow. We got a great looking bearish trade on China here, FXI. We're going to make about $1,800 in what? I think we put this on Tuesday, right? And then we put on a brand new one out the next Friday today in our brief. It's already up $300. Bearish on FXI. We're going to talk about FXI in a couple minutes and what's going on with China. Let me get to what's going on in Saudi Arabia. Absolute. Still embarrassed with this president. Let me get this straight, ladies and gentlemen. Your Secretary of State is in Riyadh, is in Saudi Arabia, and says this is an act of war by Iran. They did a press conference. Here's the missiles. Here's the flight path they came from. Here's where they were launched from. They weren't only drones. They were missiles. Iran did it. It's an act of war. Donald Trump, the same Donald Trump, ladies and gentlemen, who can't stand the United Nations. I think before he became president, he's like, throw him out. The United Nations is a joke. America first. We can do everything. Harumph. So the same dude that makes fun of the UN did what yesterday? We're going to look to form a coalition with the United Nations and present evidence and blah, 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 blah. Are you kidding me? What a hypocrite. So you guys know how I feel. I agree with Senator Lindsey Graham. I agree with a lot of high-ranking military personnel that this attack was a result of the president not doing anything about the drone attack. Was it last month? They're stealing tankers. They're shooting down drones. Now they're causing for the folks that are sitting there going, it was an attack on Saudi Arabia. It was an attack on us. What are you, high? That was an attack on the world's energy infrastructure. That was Iran saying a big F you to the world. I get it was just in Saudi Arabia, but if you just think, well, let's not get involved just because of Saudi Arabia, you're next. This is a country that screams death to America and death to Israel on a daily basis. At some of their mosques, they actually have the Israeli and U.S. flag on the floor before you walk in. They wipe their feet with it. This is a country that says when, not if we get nukes, we're going to wipe Israel off the face of the map, and U.S. installations in Europe. Europe, France, Britain, Italy, no comment. We don't know if Iran attacks Saud, but this is getting bad, folks, and it's going to get worse. Let me stop my rant because I'm going to bow on it. Donald J. Trump will do absolutely nothing about this. Lindsey Graham, he kind of smacked him back a little bit. Lindsey Graham said, hey, man, you needed to respond to the first drone attack. This is kind of your fault here. And he said, sometimes not doing anything is the biggest show of strength. You might win a high school debate with that. You won't win a high school debate with that against radical Muslims or Islam. They see this as continued weakness on the part of this president, just like I tell my kids, my Matthew and Jack, who play hockey. If some guy's chirping at you, hitting you, and then all of a sudden out of the blue, you turn around and push him into the boards, you get called. It's the second guy in. And then you're like, wait, what? But that's what's going to happen, folks. Him doing nothing about this only makes death and war more likely, not less. I've been on the phone, Skype, text with a bunch of buddies over the past couple days. The military is furious with the president. He sits here spouting about how great our military is, and then when we get stuff shot down, it just kind of, I get it, man. He doesn't want us in wars around the world. I don't want to be in wars around the world. My son, Matthew, wants to go in the United States Marine Corps and fly. My son, Jack, wants to go in the United States Navy and fly. They want to serve their country. I don't want them going into war. I don't want them getting hurt or killed. Christ almighty, no. But at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't stand up to a bully and then snap one day, you're the one that's going to get hurt and more in trouble. We laughed yesterday, or actually Wednesday, when Vladimir Putin trolled Saudi Arabia by saying, hey, maybe you should have bought the air defense system I sold Iran instead of that crappy Patriot battery that Raytheon sold you. Well, at the end of the day, folks, the damn Patriot, first of all, the one Patriot battery is at PSAB, right? Prince Sultan Air Base. I've been there many times, and it's there to protect 500 of our troops. The other air defense systems were pointing towards where? Yemen. They weren't even pointing towards Iran. So no wonder they didn't see these missiles coming. But I got to move on from this. But folks, this isn't good. And it's just comical to me that we got a guy who badgers and beats the hell out of the United Nations and makes fun of it, is now groveling to the United Nations to take care of Iran. In order to have peace, you need to be prepared for war, and Iran keeps ratcheting it up. The sanctions are working, but guess what? They're seizing tankers. The sun set on the Royal Navy, right? You guys remember that the Royal Navy used to have that motto, the sun never sets on the Royal Navy, because they'd be around the world. They can't even scrap together a handful of ships to go protect their tankers. They shoot down one of our drones. They attack a sovereign nation of Saudi Arabia and the world's energy supply. And what's the world do? Investigation, harumph, while your Secretary of State's calling it an act of war. Unbelievable. What happened yesterday? Nothing. That was a Bloomberg, Powell, Fed chief's press conference. I'm going to say it again. He did exactly what he thought I'd do. He did this. I said, cut and paste this last Fed meeting. Why? The last Fed meeting was 19-minute press conference like James Comey. 19 minutes. Hillary Clinton's a felon. She's a criminal. She did all this gross stuff and should be locked up. Followed by 2 minutes of, but I'm not going to do anything about it. Jerome Powell's press conference. He increased the GDP forecast. He said the economy's fantastic. Everything's looking great. And I'm cutting interest rates. What? So Bloomberg called today, that press conference, he's the artful dodger. What the heck did the Wall Street Journal say? Fed Chairman Jerome Powell masters the art of saying nothing. By refusing to elaborate on what the central bank will do next, Powell leaves less room for misinterpretation and forces the market to think for itself. God forbid the market forces it to think for itself. But ladies and gentlemen, that press conference yesterday was comical. I, watching this, said what? It's hawkish. And guess what? I should have called it this, but I didn't. I love this headline. It was a hawkish cut, right? They cut, but if you looked at the votes, ladies and gentlemen, 10. Look at this. The Fed has never been more divided. Out of the voting members, it was 7-3. Usually they try and be unanimous just so they make the skipper look good. Two of them, Esther George and Eric Rosengren, voted to do what? Keep rates unched. Or they actually, the last time we heard them out at Jackson Hole, said we need to be raising rates. Obviously, Bullard, what is he, St. Louis or something like that, wanted a 50-point cut. He's smoking crack. But ladies and gentlemen, 10 of the total governors, right? 17 total. 7 of them said, hey, another cut this year. 10 of them said no more cuts this year or, actually increase. Whoa. Hawkish. Even among the dissenters, not a single FOMC member expected more than one rate cut. When? Any time in the future. So, folks, what happened? I sat there smiling. The initial reaction was wrong. The market went up really big on the cut. Those were the algos trading. And then what happened? We smashed lower and then just started gliding into the side of a mountain, and I loved it. I had bearish trades on, bullish volatility, and everything was fantastic. And then what happened? And then what happened was this throwaway sentence that the market glommed onto yesterday and halfway through today. You ready for this? It is certainly possible that we'll need to resume the organic growth of the balance sheet sooner than we thought. If you're a political science major like me, let me translate. Quantitative easing, pumping more money into this market, just like Ben Bernanke under Barack Hussein Obama. $85 billion a month pumping liquidity to keep stocks afloat and keep this market up. Are you kidding me? So it was it was a great hawkish press conference until what? That sentence. So look at there it is. There it is right there. I'm watching all my trades, the bearish trades, profitable. Boom. It is, look at where he said it. It is certainly possible, blah, 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 QE. Boom. Ladies and gentlemen, let me remind you of something. If Jerome Powell opens up the spigots, he opens up the trunk of his town car and starts printing money, that's bad. The Fed having to jump in and save capitalism again shouldn't be bullish. I get we're in Stupidville, man. We all got to, last time we smoked opium. It took me 3 weeks, folks, when I'm like, wait a minute, this is bad. They're saying things are awful under Barack Hussein Obama, and it was. Wall Street regulations, environmental regulations, suck on this Obamacare. Oh, I liked my doctor. I can't keep him. No, I liked my health care, and you can't keep that. Things sucked, and the Fed kept that dude in office, essentially. So we have to make it's decision time. If the Fed sometime in the future decides to start printing money again to keep stuff up, do we believe it? That's the Fred Sanford moment, folks. I grew up watching Sanford and Son, and once an episode, man, he'd grab his chest, Lamont, you big dummy. This is a big one. I'm coming, Elizabeth. Right? He was always great. That will be the big one, folks, when the market realizes that the Federal Reserve chief is Scotty in the engine room on the Enterprise. Captain, I'm giving you all I got. I ain't got any more. So let me put a bow on this. I loved the price action today. This is why I'm doing the SITREP after hours, because I thought this was going to happen, folks. And we sold off into the close, and we ended on a down note, which is fantastic. This does not bode well for tomorrow. It bodes well for us. I got my bearish trades on and bullish on volatility. I think it's fantastic. This is going to happen. And wait, real quick. You ready for this? Where's 1 o'clock-ish? No, it was about 2 o'clock. Right around here, folks, what happened? Fox Business reported that an administration official said what? The president is fine with tariffs, and if we don't get a trade deal soon, he's going to increase. Oh my God, folks, past has become present. Right here was the same press conference we had yesterday, but at the end of August or in the middle of July. And what happened? The next day, the market kind of went down and was drifting around like we did today. And then Donald J. Trump grabbed his phone and went full freaking retard on this trade war. And boom, and then we had August. One of my best months in 27 years of trading was August. I love this stuff. Options traders, we loved August, man. It was my best performance in 27 years, I think. So what happened today? And you haven't heard, look at this, folks. This short squeeze through the 50-day moving average was based on what? Got a call from China. They might want to talk in a month and a half. Boom. I got blown out of a couple trades where here I was short at the 50-day moving average. So we went up short squeeze on potential good news out of trade, and we went up again with the Chinese sweetening the deal. Well, guess what happened now? I think Trump feels a little bit of airspeed, like, oh, look. And you ready for this, folks? The oil attack in Saudi Arabia is awful for the Chinese. China is a massive net importer of oil from that region. They're furious at the sanctions with Iran. They're sneaking and getting oil, but guess what? If Saudi Arabia responds and this thing turns into a huge shit show, China is going to implode even further. They are in a hurt locker. So guess what? It looked like Donald Trump was up against the rope a little while ago. China beat the hell out of us, and then it turned around and flipped really quickly. So I think the president thinks with the Saudi instability and them really trying to sweeten the deal lately, he feels him airspeed behind him, the wind at his back, and I think we might get – I don't think we're going to get one of these. But remember, as this was going on, the president's like, I get it. The market's going to be down, but short-term pain for long-term gain. Get ready, folks. Ever since the press conference ended yesterday, I've been on the phone, went out to dinner, talking to smart people. We were within 4 points on the S&P 500 today of a record close, the highest this has ever been in recorded history. You want to jump in and buy with both hands right here with the market at record highs? Are you high? I'll take the other side of that trade all day long. We only did a couple trades today, bearish on China out to next Friday because I don't know, man. When they float a little bit of a trial balloon that, Pillsbury, Trump ready to escalate tariffs if no deal. So the president knows that we freak out, but we come back. I'd be prepared for a freak out, folks. I love it. I'm having a blast. This has been an epic week. Been making, picking up the phone and talking to some old buddies who are a hell of a lot higher ranked than I ever would have achieved. And from China trade war to the Saudi issues to the Fed, this has been a fantastic week, and we're having a blast. Final call, and my phone buzzed twice. That's probably two. It is. We got 5 of these left. Go.topgunoptions.com/solo, $97 a month or $897 a year. You get a 25% discount, and you get these 3 manuals for free, man. You essentially got $100 in your pocket. And like I said, the replay is on the Top Gun Options YouTube page. Going to have a great day tomorrow in the market. A lot of coaching sessions. I'll talk to all my individual coaching clients tomorrow sometime. Have a great rest of your day. Happy hunting. Make sure you hedge, and God bless. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.